Hello and welcome. I just finished up watching the Idubbbz YouTube boxing event Creator Clash, done for charities like Alzheimer's and Heart, I forget, Heart Society of America, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was quite fun. I really enjoyed it going into it. I was looking forward to it a lot more than I usually do for these YouTube boxing events. Like since the original KSI one with Logan Paul, I think this one has honestly been the best because yeah, the TikTok versus YouTube Austin Groom thing was a whole shit show. It was promoted terribly. I remember the press conference for that. There was like a brawl that fucking happened, and there was just a bunch of bullshit going on. The questions that FouseyTube and Keemstar were asking just kind of sucked, and they haven't really been that great. Yeah, the Jake Paul ones with Triller Fight Club have pretty much been pretty bad, I guess. The Tyron Woodley ones were okay. They were more professional cards than YouTube boxing ones, so I can't really critique them like that. But yeah, this one very good. It was definitely a lot better than the Deji Alex Wasabi fight card that we got earlier this year. But first off, we had Dad versus Matt Watson. That was a quick KO, and it was brutal. And Dad is quite the character. Uh, in the build up to this, I've been really interested in him, I guess. I've never heard of his presence on YouTube before, and seeing his character, I guess, unfold has been kind of interesting. But yeah. Then we had, which fight was it? It was this fight. This was the only decision other than the main event on the card, and yeah, it was pretty all right. I'll just leave it there. After that, we got into the I Did a Thing versus the Odd Ones Out fight, and I thought this one should have been higher on the card. I know The Odd Ones Out is a quite popular animating YouTuber, and I Did a Thing I'm actually a big fan of. And going into this, I was heavily pulling for him, and that was quite the performance, unfortunately, for The Odd Ones Out. He took a pretty big TKO loss on his birthday, but it looked like it was all respect in there. I Did a Thing, though. That man, he had a crazy strong one, too. Odd Ones Out could just not handle that. That straight hand was just powerful. I thought that was the best looking form on the card. Sorry if you hear that laughing in the background. That is my bird. But getting into the next fight. Let's see. We had just the Minks versus Yodeling Haley, and I was actually quite impressed with Yodeling Haley in this one. Going in, she's 19. She had 10 pounds less than Minks, and she had started training later than her, and she put up quite the fight, I think, honestly. If there wasn't that weight difference, Yodeling Haley actually would have won this. I liked her technique a lot more. She showed she had heart. Minx was kind of like bullying her around the ring, I guess, using her weight to her advantage. I saw her like smiling a lot. I don't know if that was smiling exactly, but she was grinning or something. I don't know. She was baring her mouth guard a lot. But yeah, it was quite the slugger fight, I guess you could say. And this was the first female fight in the creator content boxing scene, and it was very good. I really liked it. I hope we see Yodeling Haley again because I think she deserves to fight somebody a bit more her size, I guess. But I think she is actually quite good at boxing. And, it shows like in the press conference, she said she actually really likes this. And yeah, I think there's a bright future for both of these ladies going forward in the content creator boxing scene. Just Minx picking up the win via TKO, but it was quite the back and forth war between them. Minx's, I guess, power and weight controlling of the ring just kind of won it for her. After that, I totally skipped over this fight. Yep, this fight was a big win for DJ Welsh. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was TKO. And yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I don't really watch either of these dudes, so I don't know much about them. But then we went into, what was it, the H3 fight? Yeah, AB from H3 fighting Hundar, and going into this, you could kind of look at Hundar and say he was going to win, but AB put up quite the fight. And round 3, both of them got knockdowns, and yeah, it got stopped in round 5, unfortunately for AB. I kind of would have liked to see that go to decision, but it's protecting his health, and at the end of the day, that's more important than having the pride to be able to say you win the decision. And whatever. But yeah, it was quite the fun fight. After that, we had, what was it? Oh yes, the Michael Reeves fight. Yeah. Yeah, Critical Charlie, well, what's his name? Charlie White himself said before this fight that Michael Reeves was a demon, and God, yeah, he proved it. He was operating on demon time when he went in there. He took Graham's head off pretty much. He had great head movement. He was throwing bombs surprisingly. Looking at the two of them, you'd think Graham would have been the more heavy-handed one, but yeah, Michael showed he put the effort in to win a boxing fight, and sadly, he doesn't want to do this anymore, which I was sad to hear because in this scene, he seems like a very good player, I guess, but he's a tech guy. He likes to do that kind of stuff. It was cool that he even stepped up for this, and congratulations to him. I can't fault him at all for not wanting to do this anymore. But then we went into this fight. Harley from Epic Mealtime versus Ego Raptor. I thought Ego Raptor's promo video for this was actually really funny. But yeah, just looking at these two, Harley had a lot of height, a lot of weight on him, and it's not really surprising that Harley got the win. I actually kind of like that Harley didn't bully him around the ring and just go for that brutal KO. He clearly didn't want to hurt Ego Raptor badly, like he said in the post-fight. I guess promo he did. It wasn't really an interview. Dude had some stuff to say. Harley said he was only using 20% of his ability in there, which I could kind of see that. But yeah, that was a quick fight. It was pretty fun. And now on to the main event. Just finished up watching this. Idubbbz versus Dr. Mike, and Dr. Mike dominated pretty much the whole fight. There was a bit of a mix-up, I guess, miscommunications between the length of the rounds and how many rounds there are. Everyone doing the actual production of the fight knew it was up because they were supposed to go for 4 3-minute rounds, I'm pretty sure, but they were actually going for what everyone else was doing, which was 5 2-minute rounds. So I guess during the fight, the production team and the actual people running the boxing match kind of were operating on different wavelengths with that one. But it was a pretty good showing of heart by Idubbbz. He kind of got that Nate Diaz attitude when he goes in there, I'd say. Because during that last round, Ian was actually landing big shots of his own too, and Mike was starting to lag behind. I think as the fight went on, Idubbbz started looking better, but at first it was just all class, all skill from Dr. Mike, and he was showing that pedigree in boxing that he has. He hasn't really been training hard for it for a while, but if you know how to box already going into like a training camp, it's a big advantage. And Idubbbz has been training for a little over a year now, and he looked great out there. Not great, I shouldn't say that, but he looked pretty good. But yeah, as far as what I want to see next from these guys, Dr. Mike could probably fight again if he wants. I don't know if he does or not, but um, Idubbbz, I think he is done with this. I think he's going to continue to try to run the Creator Clash every year as like an event of his, because it was pretty successful and it is for a cause, charity and stuff, and it seemed like we got people still wanting to do this. And yeah, one more thing I wanted to say. I did a thing. I think he has quite the bright future in this, and I would like to see him fight either FaZe Temper or King Kenny from the Deji card next. I think they're in a similar weight class, and it just seems like quite the interesting fight. I think Kenny would probably be better than Temper, but I wouldn't mind seeing a Temper fight either. But what did you guys think? And yeah, I'll be reading the comments. You want to say anything? And with that, I will bid you farewell. Have a good night.